what's up, Big Bang Brigade? I'm Daryl.
I'm Aaron.
And it's episode 360 of Big Bang Talks Comics. We've got some new comics to talk about today. Looks like it's mainly Marvel. What do you think about that, Aaron?
It just is what it is.
It is.
I have to say that DC was not, didn't really throw out a lot that was like, oh, I can't miss that.
Well, let's do indies first.
Let's do indies first.
All right, I'm going to mention Battle Chasers number 10, Joe Madureira. You may not know who he is because 20 years ago he left to go do video games. This is a property 15 to 20 years back in the making. Issue 10. And if you didn't get issues 1 through 9, don't worry, there's a trade paperback coming out to get you up to speed. But if you like fantasy, amazing art, you'll like this book. That's all I got to say. And you like steampunk. It's fantasy and steampunk together. Click, click, boom! Not the song, but a new number 1, Doug Wagner from Image Comics.
I'm sorry, that's a terrible name.
Yeah. What do you think of this one? Frank Frazetta's Mothman.
I'm a Frank Frazetta fan, so you really couldn't go wrong with that.
All I know is Frank Frazetta, new universe, new line of books, worth trying out from Opus Comics. And we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 108. I was telling Aaron before the video, Power Rangers tends to have these little books that kind of sneak in with first appearances.
Little sleeper books.
I mean, you got Zordon on here, separated from his body, out of the tube or whatever. It's kind of interesting. So there's a big Power Ranger storyline coming up. Could be a big deal, may not. Heads up. Speculators, beware.
Then there's the one that we don't have a physical copy to show right here, right now. Tell them about it, Daryl. Tell them about it, Daryl!
Void Rivals, number 1 from Image Comics. Robert Kirkman. It's called Void Rivals. It basically had the surprise appearance of Transformers and G.I. Joe in the same book in a shared universe. If you haven't heard about it yet, it was in Void Rivals number 1. It is sold out. I guarantee there will probably be a second printing. If you like Transformers, you like G.I. Joe, this is a Hasbro line of comic books. Hasbro makes G.I. Joe, makes Transformers. This is a line of books that they endorse. If you want to jump on the Energon universe, this is your chance.
You know who's excited about this? This guy right here, yes. You know, IDW did a cool thing back, it was a few years back, where they put them all in the same universe with Mask.
Yeah.
Mask is another one I'd like to see come back.
That's
Mask needs to make a comeback, because those toys were cool.
Those little bitty cars that flew and the little bitty characters. Oh man, Mask
Unlike
was amazing.
Skylanders, that was really terrible.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, if you love Transformers, you like G.I. Joe, you haven't seen Rise of the Beast or whatever it's called, you like Transformers, period, you need to read Void Rivals number 1. Get on the ground floor of the new Energon universe.
We sold out, but I'm sure you could special order. Maybe there'll be a second print. I mean, it's worth a try.
Yeah. So jump on now, Void Rivals, sign up for the book, add it to your pull list today.
It's been so hot, I really can't see it not going to a second print.
Yeah, I agree. Yes to all those things. We're going to talk DC Comics.
Just because.
Batman, Scooby-Doo, that's all I got to say.
Waller versus Wildstorm?
Yeah, all right.
That's all I got to say.
So you have to be a diehard Image fan, a Checkmate fan, or an Amanda Waller fan to appreciate this book. So if you like old Stormwatch, Amanda Waller, read this book.
You did name 3 things I do like.
Yeah. I mean, I loved the original Stormwatch. It's got Battalion in here. I mean, we're talking...
Was Amanda Waller wearing a Blackhawks uniform, or was that a different character? You flipped through it kind of quick.
Is that Checkmate?
That is Checkmate. See? Blackhawks.
Yep.
Blackhawks. Any of you DC fans might know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. So anyway, check it out if you like that. Also,
the best comic of the week, and really the only DC comic to really... I mean, there was Superman Lost. It's not a bad book by any means. Don't know that it was like, oh my god, I can't miss it. But this I would say you should pick up. Especially Green Lantern fan, Hal Jordan fan, John Stewart's in the backup story. Lots of interesting things taking place in this book. Especially, again, if you're a Green Lantern fan.
Jeremy Adams did a great job on The Flash. Looking forward to see what he does with Green Lantern.
This is true.
And then this all leads into Night Terrors. And also,
I'm not sure how I feel about Night Terrors.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to read number 1.
It's Joshua Williamson, so it'll probably be good, but the concept doesn't really here we go again. Anyway, pick it up anyway. Who cares about my opinion?
Read number 1. Also, coming up, what's this? Tickets on sale beginning June 23rd for October Owensboro Comic and Toy Convention. You got Jim Shooter. You got the voice of SpongeBob, Tom Kenny.
And that should sell you right there.
Yeah, booths are available. We're not worried about that, but you might want to get your tickets beginning June 23rd.
Tickets here.
I'd actually want to go to this depending on the price of this. I'm excited. I've worked enough
Jim
cons.
Shooter's gonna be there.
I just want to attend one.
I'm psyched about
Jim Shooter worth the price of admission alone if you're a diehard comic guy. All right.
This is probably my pick. I don't know. It's one of my 2 picks of the week.
Darth Vader.
Darth
35.
Vader. Been so good. And then we're kind of seeing, like, because the Fermetta Cage thing happened in the Crimson Reign story. It's been messing with everybody's powers. It's been messing with Luke's powers, messing with Vader's powers. You're starting to see, because now the Emperor sees that there's a weakness in Vader. He's actually sending people out to kill Vader. So you're seeing all the little pieces play out into what happened in Return of the Jedi, where Vader, turned. Because Sabine, not Sabine. Sabé. I finally get her name and still...
We think?
Yeah, the Keira Knightley character, the main bodyguard for Padme. That one. She even said that she thinks there's still good in Vader. Said it to Vader. And this issue, he runs into Dr. Aphra again, which we have not seen them really deal with each other since the first Vader run. So, I'd say if you're an Aphra fan, if you're a fan of the Vader run before, and if you're really just like wanting to fill in the gaps between the movies, both of these runs have been fantastic.
Yes. All right, Spider-Man India #1. Only reason why I want to mention this is because he is in the new Across the Spider-Verse movie. If you like the character, which was actually one of the cooler scenes in the movie, read the new #1. And I mentioned this just because I love that kind of vintage cover.
We're on a Spider-Man kick. Look at that facsimiles.
The Death of Gwen Stacy facsimile, $3.99. You can see how Gwen Stacy died. Also coming up in 2 months.
It actually had an impact, unlike the last issue, which nothing against the character at all. That would have been a big deal had it not got spoiled.
Yeah, Gwen got cloned, but she's never been resurrected. So never brought back, which is actually, this death, actually, some say this was the death of innocence in comics. Take that however you want. In this issue, way back in the 70s. So if you want to see how it happened, you can read it right here. And then also, you want to see there's also a What If Dark, where Gwen Stacy never died and Spider-Man died, coming out in August. Check that book out.
Since we're on Spider-Man.
Yep.
I actually read this book this morning.
Doc Ock Returns.
Great book. And a great book in the sense of, like, if you like the 90s cartoon or the older cartoons, like, it just kind of has a little bit of that feel. It kind of gets you in your feels a little bit. Not in a way that's like, oh, that was sad. Well, I mean, there is the sad part because of last issue and them dealing with that, which Peter's not taking well.
Yeah.
But then there's the funny part of Ock and his arms. If you've been reading Spider-Man, you know that his arms stepped up for Spider-Man and kind of stood against Doc to help Spider-Man. Doc Ock didn't take that too well. I'll just leave it at that. Last page, funny.
Spider-Man's top of the stack reading for sure.
That is my other top of the stack reading.
Black Panther #1. New writer. We have a new Black Panther costume, a new Black Panther status quo. What is it? You got to read this issue to find out. T'Challa, all the way.
I got to read the issue to find out.
Carnage reigns. Miles Morales versus Carnage. Why, when, what, where? I love it in the old Maximum Carnage
that is kind of cool.
Trade dress and all that.
I didn't even know the symbiotes, man. Symbiotes.
So,
this book
top of the stack
has been great. Sad to see these runs end. It seems too soon.
Yeah, Captain America, Cold War, Omega. This basically finalizes the storyline and beginning to wrap up the run of Captain America, moving on to whatever they're doing next.
This has always been good. I dropped it for money reasons, not because it wasn't good.
It's getting ready to end.
I regret not seeing it through.
Jed MacKay has a big storyline coming up. I think it's either Night's End or Moon's End. I think it's Night's End. And it's going to be a 12-part story to end his run. It's going to be big. You're going to want to read it if you're a Moon Knight fan.
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes, just #2 if you like apes, planets. X-Men Red, Al Ewing, read it. That's it. What do you think? We just want to end it there?
End it. I'm done.
We got him.